Hello, the Darkness 344 here. Today I was like, oh, I better upload a video. So I was going through several different things I was going to make. Oh, I could do a dual read RAM tutorial, and oh, I could do this, I could do that, and yeah, I just wasn't really feeling in the mood to do something like that. And so I was having a look at some of my old stuff, and one of the things that I was looking at was this computer right here, and I can distinctly remember, like in the past, someone asked me for a tutorial of this RAM that I've been using for the program memory, and I designed this like 2 months ago maybe, and it's a very large design. It was not meant to be compact, and I just made it on the fly because I was like, all I need is a 2 wide Tilable RAM design. It doesn't have to be super small or compact, it just has to work and be moderately fast. So this is the design that I came up with, and as you can see, it's pretty massive. This is only 16 lines of it, but you can fit a lot of them in here. That is the reason why it is pretty good, because unlike other RAM designs where I'm pretty sure this one, yeah, still has a gap of 2 between them, and it is a lot smaller, right? The space between each cell is a lot smaller. However, it's just, if you wanted it so it's right next to each other, instead of having these 2 block gaps, you can have 1 block gaps, then yeah, you'd have to use a design like that. So I decided, why not try and make an improvement of this design, because believe it or not, this is the design. It's kind of it's a bit more complicated, but this is the basic design. It uses a D flip-flop and just a simple line to read, and it works. It's not great, but I was having a look, and while I was building this design, started work over here, I was like, oh, I want to do something involving D flip-flops, because I thought that was the only way, and I remembered something a very long time ago. I saw this design made by my friend, and as you can see, I will give credit, lol. Yes, I'm giving credit to him, Duxon1124. Go check out his channel, he does stuff like this as well. But I saw this design he made, and I thought it was really cool and nice and compact, and I was going to recreate this design just to show off. However, I have seen one error with it while building it, and that is these over here. I'm not really sure if you can see it, but this torch is meant to power this redstone over here. However, there's I'm pretty sure it is meant to. However, if this one's meant to power this one and this one's meant to power the one behind it, this one can also power this one, and I'm pretty sure that was a problem. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure that was a problem. So I had to come up with a slightly different design, and I've copied his base layout over here, like the way he did his pistons. As you can see, he had a piston here. He didn't have a piston here, but I put a piston there anyway, just because it made it smaller. And I came up with this design here, and it's stupidly compact. And you may be wondering, why are there top pistons here? And they serve no purpose, so no, they don't pull or push any blocks. They are here because I needed something that I could put here, because let's just show you. So I had a torch here, because if I had a torch facing like this, that would mean it would make this 1 block longer, and I wanted it as compact as possible. So I wanted the torch here. However, that would mean I would need to power this block with like a redstone here. And I could do it so I have like pistons like this with redstone, but that would just make it too big. Like the piston would be facing into that redstone block. Let's try like that, and when I power it, it powers that redstone down there, but that would just be too big, and this was a much simpler design. So the way I did it was, because if I put a block here, that redstone torch would power it and it would break, and I wouldn't be able to use a slab, because, and I wouldn't be able to do this because that doesn't power it, and I wouldn't be able to use a slab here, because let's just show you real quick. If I had a slab here, like this, yes, it would be able to go up and this wouldn't power it. However, it would not be able to go down onto this one because slabs only, like when you have redstone, it can only go up a slab and not down a slab. So I remembered when I was building my 50 subscriber ALU, and one of the things I haven't mentioned yet, thank you ever so much for 100 subs. We have passed that. We're 111 subs at the moment, and it was just 5 months ago when I really started this channel properly, and I have noticed a typo. Well, great first video, you know, redstone calculator. But yeah, thank you ever so much. I never imagined I'd get near that, but yeah, it's really interesting to see that people find this subject cool, you know. But yeah, so what I decided to do when I was making my 50 sub ALU, I found a weird thing where pistons don't act as a solid block. So if I did, let's do a test. So if I did this, that redstone line won't be powered. However, if I did this, that redstone line would be powered because this is a solid block, right? And if I did it with a slab instead, it wouldn't be powered, as you can see, or even a vertical slab like that. This block would not be powered. However, a piston, that block would be powered. However, a piston doesn't power it as well as a slab. And I was like, another thing you can do is run redstone across a piston like this, and it doesn't just go up a piston, it also goes down a piston. The only slight problem about a piston is it extends one block out, but that doesn't matter because my design did not need that anyway because of the way I built it. So I decided, let's use pistons, and as you can see, it's worked out pretty good. And it even is pretty cool because when you trigger it, the pistons even retract, so a nice mechanical aspect of this. Of course, you have to knot this because there's a knot case right there. So I came up with this design. I've tiled it twice over here and 3 times in this way. And let's just place this piston back. But yeah, as you can see, this doesn't get powered by that redstone torch, even though that torch is on, which is a very, very nice game mechanic. This may change in the future. I really hope it doesn't because it really makes things more compact. So I did that, and then I was looking at this design. So there were some of the things that I noticed was, of course, I had to do this sideways. Needed a slab here, but I'm pretty sure that was in the original design. There was a slab there. I just copied it over. I didn't know that I needed that slab, but it would have been needed if I had this piston. Then on top of this piston would have had to be in a repeater, or else a redstone line would have powered that. Goes into this block, which is your basic circuit, and as you may see, there is a block here, right? And normally it will just look like that because you don't need this block. However, I have that block and I'll come to it in a minute. And then let's not fool. Then you have your normal D flip-flop going into this redstone line, which powers this NOT gate, which is also the output and the rest of the D flip-flop. And I took the output down from with this slab, and I have this slab here because underneath it I have this line because I needed to power these pistons, which I'll come to again. Let's just turn them off, and then when this torch is on, we'll use let's just, for an example, I know this isn't properly done. It would actually, I might not have needed these pistons. Well, fancy that, you know. Maybe these pistons were stupid because I just need to go like this, wouldn't I? Aha. Well, that was a stupid design. Oh well, I mean, they worked when I was doing this anyway, so, you know, they're working if you're powering them all. But you're not, so I guess, I mean, whoops. Whoops. But yeah. Let's actually get back on. That is really annoying now that I notice it. But yeah, so basically these pistons here are the read line, so you can read, as you can see. And when it reads from here into here, which go into these pistons, which go down, which extend, bringing this redstone block. I really don't like redstone blocks. I just never like using them, don't ask me why. And it goes down into this line, which is your output line. So yeah, and that is why we needed this block over here, because as you can see, it just this repeater takes the resonance signal from here through this block, but if that block isn't there, it won't do that. So it's a nice read line. So let's actually just go and fix this real quick, because this is completely wrong, which I'm very sad, because these were really cool. That is a real shame, isn't it? But I guess, oh well, things happen. And I think I'm gonna go on top like this. Like have my, where's the output? The output's here, so I'm gonna have my input in line with the output. So this would be the input lines. So you input the number and then you save it if you want to save it, and that would be that. So let's just put these inputs here, and we're gonna have some levers here, the redstone running down like this. I may do a tutorial on this. I'm probably just gonna release like a 3D file or something on it, like a structure block, a GLB file. So basically just a 3D file. Yeah, one of the things I forgot to mention is I actually have got a 3D printer now. It's the cheapest one I could literally get. It's just to mess around with. At the moment the motherboard is broken, so I am trying to get a new one at the moment, and when I get it all set up and working, I will see if I can print like a redstone computer or something, because I think that could be funny. Aha, here's that problem. So I guess we're going to be not having it in line, sadly. Bit of lag there. Weird. I guess it won't be in line because it will intersect with the next cell. So we can just do it like this, I guess. That will be a bit of a problem. Unless I have just a slab like that. There we go. Amazing slabs are, even though I don't like to use them. That is more or less decent workaround for that. So if I power this, it should power that as well as powering that line. Perfect. So there we go, we've already found a solution to the problem. And that is how things should go. So I'm just going to build the rest of this, and then I'll show you it off. That doesn't make grammatical sense. Oh well. Here we go. Let's just place the rest of these slabs in, just like this. Oh yeah, another thing is I have a new outro, so yeah, it isn't really an outro, it's basically just making it easier for me to edit videos, because I can just drag and drop, because before I didn't actually have a preset kind of thing. I used to always just redo it, so there may be some typos or some slight differences in, like, some might be capital letters and some might be not in the thanks for watching, please like and subscribe outro. So there we go, that should more or less do it. And as you can see, this cell is, I'm not sure, I think it's one block shorter than those ones, which is a bit of a shame. However, it is much less tall and a lot more compact. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks long. That is actually pretty good. So first of all, I'm just gonna put some repeaters in so this actually works. It doesn't need repeaters, great. I'll put some torches in, just because torches, lamps are nice. That should more or less do it. Let's see what happens if I power this. Fine. Okay, so how do you use this thing exactly? Well, basically you come over here and you put in a number. So we're going to put in this number, which is 5, because I'm going to do right to left. Am I getting my right and left right? Yep, I am. And then it won't go to any cells unless you want to write to that cell. So say I want to write to cell 1, I can select the right, and it should write that. That wasn't good. but I'm pretty sure it's because I don't have a read command in at the moment, and I forgot to place the torches on here, which no I have. So it gives off a 1 tick pulse. That is strange. Ah, I have forgotten to knot this, that will be why. So that's my number. I'm inputting 5, and when I'm going to give it a small pulse. It has to be more than 2 ticks, basically, that pulse, and it's better if it's just a pulse. And then now it has saved to our cell, as you can see. There's the number 5 that's saved in this cell. However, it's not saved in this cell because we haven't said to save in this cell. We can, however, save it if we want, and now it will save in this cell as well as this cell. Or we could change the number to something else like this, which is the number 3, and we're going to save it to this cell. So now this cell has the number 3 in it, as we can see. Now, however, say we want to read cell 1, then we're going to have to come down here and select the command read, and it will read the number, which is inverted, I'm pretty sure. Or it's just broken. I'm not sure why this one ain't going. That's because I've forgotten the rest of the repeaters. Great. I am very good at making redstone computers, as you can clearly see. I don't know why I was breaking that. There we go. As we can see, the number 5 is displaying when we read from this cell. Say we want to read from this cell, it will read the number 3 because we put that in. And of course, this is scalable. You can scale it. It's too wide scalable in this direction, and it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wide scalable in this direction, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 blocks in height. So it is a lot smaller than this one, because this one is a lot bigger. I mean, this doesn't look like what it is here. I have a demo over here. This is basically what it looks like when it's scaled, and as you can see, it's a lot larger, hopefully larger, than this one over here. This one's a lot more smaller and a lot more compact, so I will definitely be releasing a 3D file on this. So yeah, well, I hope you liked this video. Yeah, please like and subscribe, and I guess that's it for today. So yeah, thanks for watching, please like and subscribe, and I am out.